All right, we're back at it. Baseball After Dark. Saturday edition tonight. It's been a kind of a hectic day of baseball. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody, this fine evening? Philip Denny. Super duper baseball bloopers. Is that what we want? That's hilarious. All right, let's see here. Adam will catch your stream late. Haven't watched Met game yet. Just started second now, but don't miss McLean's first inning. Oh, I won't. We'll watch it. I only watched the end of the Met game. So I saw the heartbreak, but I did not see any McLean. Yeah, Reds beat the Cubs, I saw. So that got close. And then the Sox with that win. So do we have updated standings at this moment? Yankees won. Blue Jays lost. Or are they losing still? They were losing recently. Let's see. Yeah, Blue Jays lost 2-1 to the Royals. So Yankees are actually crept a little bit closer here. 2 games back. Red Sox win. So, but the crazy one is Cleveland. Cleveland wins both. So now they're 1 back of Detroit. Are you kidding me with Cleveland? They do this every year, I feel like. They just come out of nowhere and have a crazy run. Does anybody else feel that way about Cleveland? And then Seattle is winning, I believe, at the moment, right? 6-4 in the 8th. Man, 2 guys on in the bottom of the 8th, so we got to keep track of that. What are my thoughts on the extra innings runner on second? I'm glad that it ends the game faster in a way, and there's some interesting strategy with it, John O'Hara. But I don't like the fact that 53% of the time since its inception, the visiting team has won. I feel like you should have the advantage in extra innings for the home team. And I don't like how that dynamic flips ever so slightly. So that rubs me the wrong way. Okay. Boston. Is that game over yet? The Boston game? No, it's 2 outs. They're going to win. Chapman's in there, I assume. All right. Why don't we get into something that already happened today? Like Cleveland. Let's talk about Cleveland for a second. Because they've won like 10 in a row. So Cleveland, Minnesota. They threw double shutouts today. That's pretty hard to do. I know Minnesota is Strug City. But double shutouts is crazy. And Jose Ramirez continues to be the fucking man every year. All right, so this was game 1. All right, so Jose Ramirez off Joe Ryan. Let's watch this at bat. This is for homer 30. He's going 30-40. 30-30 for the, I don't know, 3rd or 4th time. And Jose Ramirez, I know he plays on Cleveland, and he's way underpaid. But he's kind of separated himself, I think, from a lot of these other third basemen in his era. I think he might be the top dog. I mean, you know, Arenado and Machado, of course. But it's like this guy's still raking. Damn, so it's a splitter. Joe Ryan splitter. 2-1 Joe Ryan splitter. Everything is dead pull with this guy, but it works. 107 at 20. He's just always on time to pull the crap out of the ball. I do think that he should be in the Hall of Fame. I've got to look a little more at his numbers here, which I'm about to do. You see the swing? He just tries to pull outside pitches. He does everything that I don't preach, but if you can do it this good, do your thing, bro. That's what he does. He just freaking pulls everything, and it works. And I never got this guy out worth shit either. He was always ready to hit. I didn't know what to do with this guy. All right, let's just watch these other homers. Bo Naylor, fastball. Yeah, just a fastball down. That's not where Joe Ryan's heater plays, but that's just a good ambush. That's the one you're going to get. You're not getting a heater down, probably with 2 strikes. By the way, Joe Ryan has some of the better giving up long fly ball or home run body language I've ever seen. Ugh. I think he ends up squatting down here. They don't really show it because they cut that off. But all right. And then George Valera. This guy used to be a Yankee prospect, I believe. Oh, Diablo. 97-3. Ooh, just barely gets it out. So that's 3 dingers off Joe. Oh, and then Schneemann gets a 4th. Anytime you give up 4 dingers in a game, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, Jose Ramirez 2 for 2 off me, Jared. Yeah, I think one's a double off the plate away, and one's a single line drive to right. So this is another Joe Ryan fastball. 1-1. Is this pitch in the bottom third? I wasn't looking. Yep, bottom third, down in. There you go. You know, the one last year, can we take a quick moment to investigate that? So it was Mets. It was Guardians, Mets. Yep, here it is. Ottavino in the game. This one kind of pissed me off. I remember I hit Jimenez, and he definitely tries to get hit with it here. Oh, let me just stick my knee in there. So I remember I was pissed about that. Obviously, it was a horseshit pitch. That gets a guy on base for Jose Ramirez, and he proceeds to get this hit off of me. It's not a strike, but it's also a terrible pitch to him. This is the one time he doesn't pull it. Hits it off the little mini green monster they have out there and gets me for a double. So, yep, that was the Jose Ramirez. Off me. All right, let's see Jose Ramirez's career real quick. Because it's getting kind of ridiculous how consistent he is. He's got 57 WAR already. That's outstanding. He's definitely going to the Hall of Fame, folks. Look at the last... I mean, really, look at the whole time. Holy cow. His worst year in recent memory is 2019, and in 2019, he still had a 106 OPS plus, 806 OPS, and that was his worst year, and that was the juice ball year. What do I think about the Cleveland name change? I don't know. I think considering that they had to change it, they did a pretty good job. You know, the Guardians, there's like a Guardian bridge there. I think the uniforms are kind of dope. They kept the colors. Machado, Ram Arenado. That's the list for Philip Denny. I don't know. I'm obviously very biased in this because I played with Nolan and I witnessed the whole beginning and all the Gold Gloves. And obviously, people forget he used to hit a ton of homers. I know it's Coors, but still. Dude, 56 doubles in 2017. He's a doubles machine. He's going to have over 400 doubles, home runs. He's going to get over 300 homers. Crazy thing is his walks and strikeouts career, 662 walks and 798 strikeouts only. So he doesn't really walk, but he puts the ball in play. 857 career OPS. MVP votes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Was the runner-up in the short year 2020 when he led the league in runs scored. I don't know. He's a beast. I really like him. We're gonna watch Trout's 400th. All right. Who are they playing? The Rock Show? I think they were. I read that they were sold out tonight, so I think it's the Rock Show. Rockies and Angels. Is this today? Ooh. Okay, let's watch the whole at bat. So with Tech Coors, Jaden Hill wearing my number, by the way. Can't believe they gave this number out. Is this a joke? Oh, but for real. 97 up. Okay. Can't really even look at the metric at Coors because it's all fakeness. 14.9 is like pretty verty at Coors. 97. So they're going to try to do the usual Trout thing, pitch him up. But I don't think he has the command to do that. Here comes the dinger. Oh. Damn. 114.9 at 25? This is one of his best bolts ever. What's the estimated? 485? Man, nice slow trot. Man, 400 dingers is a lot of dingers in the big leagues. Good crowd. Rockies draw no matter what. 42 wins. They're still there. It's just a good place to go to baseball games. See it from this side. Oh. Look how quick and tight it is. So sick. Interesting here. Watch the back foot. Back foot, he actually picks it up and puts it down. This is a Nolan move, actually. He actually drops it. He drop steps it. I've never seen Trout do this. I've never really noticed this before. But yeah, his swing is one of the best all time. It's so fast. He can decide later than other guys. And look at the axis of rotation. It's so tight. He's not a hip-shoulder separation guy. He's just a really quick to the ball guy. He keeps his hands kind of in tight. And he's strong. He's linebacker strong. We all know that. I remember I saw him his rookie year because back in the day, teams didn't have visiting weight rooms on the road, so they'd come into your weight room to work out. So his rookie year, I saw him in our weight room with the trainer. And I was like, oh my God, look at this guy. He's just thick. Like his neck is just like thick meat of muscle. Not fat by any means, but just like a different level, different layers of muscle. Obviously, it's a little different now, but you know, the rig is still there. I'm just going to watch this one more time. Bam. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah, it is. It is controlled violence. It's beautiful. It really is. All right, so that's that. I really want to get back to Cleveland just for a second. I'm not going to watch like some crazy long amount of Cleveland, but they did throw a double shutout. So in game 2, they got to Ober for like 6 runs in like 1 inning. Yeah, it's this 5th inning. So what happens in this 5th inning? We got a Rocchio single. Man, Bailey Ober is tall as shit. How tall is Bailey Ober? That's a little poke. And then we got Petey Halpin. Who are you? I don't know this guy. Opening up ever so slightly and shoots a base hit. Goes with it. And there is his first big league knock. Good swing. Ooh, Hedges. Hedges is going to play forever. 6'9", Bailey Ober. According to Yodeling Pickle of the name. 6'9" is big. That's hard to control. I mean, Betances, who I'll definitely have on here at some point, he was 6'8", something like that. 6'7", 6'8", I think 6'8". Stephen Kwan, one of my favorite players in baseball. I mean, name a better situation for Stephen Kwan than infield in. Last thing on Trout's homer. Trout's home run was the 2nd longest of the season. Oh, and then Eldridge. Eldridge had a big hit. We're going to watch that. I've been dying for Eldridge to get some hits because I want to do a watching on Eldridge. You know, he's the youngest player in the big leagues. He's also like 2nd or 3rd tallest. Why was the infield in during the 5th inning? I kind of agree, Philip Denny. Like, time out. You're totally right. What are we doing here? 1 run does not kill you. Why are we doing this? Just play back. Get the out. Concede the run. Keep playing. Can't allow a big inning here. And that's what happens. Because Kwan gets on. And then eventually gets back around to this freaking guy again. Oh, man. Every one of these is a changeup. Man, and they're all pretty much down. Wow, and he's sneaky fast. Yeah, OPS goes up by like 300 points with the infield in. I'll never forget one of my first like big league lessons, like little things that always stick with you. I was sitting in the video room in Busch Stadium. I was injured. I wasn't playing. I was on the IL. I was watching the game in the video room, and Brad Penny was in there. He was also hurt, injured on the IL. And they had the infield in, and he was like, I don't like this. Like, batting averages go up 100 points with the infield in. And I was like, I'll never forget that. I was like, that makes sense. But now you put a number on it, it's something I'll remember. And maybe, it's probably plus or minus 50 points or something off of what he said. But still, it sticks with me. Like, the averages go up, but the infield didn't. And as Philip Denny points out here, OPS goes up like 300 points with the infield, and he says so. I don't know. As a pitcher, I'm just like, I want to stay away from the big inning unless it's do or die time.
Line to first over Julian's head.
Another changeup. This is like 6 changeups. Man, it just keeps going. Arias. Okay, this is a fastball. 88 mile an hour fastball.
A swing and a blast, right center field trouble. Outman will turn, and that is
ball was flying there when they played the Yankees too a couple days ago, although that's 109. Damn, Gabriel Arias. That was a hell of a swing. Look at the stance. Straight up and down with the bat. That's a good hack. Yeah, it was just like perfectly on time there. Then we got another hit. Is this going to be a changeup? Oh my God, it's a changeup.
0-2 on Kafis. Lined up the middle, and that will sneak in.
Broken bat up the middle, probably off the end, and then he gets out of it. So that's how they win that game, offensively. Pitching wise, this guy here, Logan Allen, goes into the 8th. Actually, goes through the 8th. This is his last batter, last pitch.
Also off on Monday. He's throwing
this is for 8 shut.
To start this season. And strikes out Gasper and Allen. Strikes out 2 more.
See you later. And then Kent, Zach Kent. So 2 guys I've probably never watched play through a shutout tonight. It's awesome. And then, yeah, the Twins are kind of having tryouts right now, if we're being honest. So that's it. But Cleveland's right there. Detroit also blew a game. We should watch that. So that's Detroit. Who'd they play today? Oh, the Braves. Because this is all relevant right now. Braves, Detroit. It was Vest, Albie single, Ha-Seong Kim single. All right, so what's the lead here? 1-run lead going into the 9th. Ozzie Albies single. Ha-Seong Kim, who's somehow on the Braves now.
6 walks, 5 strikeouts. Into right center.
Nice swing. Goes with the slider. Can't try to pull the outside slider. Then he bears down. Michael Harris punches his ticket.
It's much tougher to hit.
9th pitch. Got him.
Back foot slide ball. Nice. Sandy Leone. Slide ball. Ooh, top shelf accidental freeze. And then Nacho Alvarez. Let's watch this whole at bat. They're on their feet. Detroit needs this game. 97. Will Vest, I feel like he's really fast to the plate, and the ball just kind of gets on you. It's another 97. Slider coming. Oh, Dingler. One of the best defenders in the game. Lets that one get by him, but obviously I think in strikeout here. He's gonna go back to the heater.
The 1-2, swinging to base hit into right.
Good swing. Went the other way. The pitch is off the plate away.
We're tied at 5.
Just stays short, hits it, ties it up. We got Profar. Profar is going to come through with a 4-pitch at bat here. Leaves the slider away.
Anything but strike 3.
Fastball middle in.
That has cooled in September, but he's having a good year. 96. One of the 8th, second as a major leaguer, single in the 9th. A base hit into right field, and the Braves are going to take the lead.
Sorry, guys. Slider middle down. Rolled over through the hole.
Single in the 9th.
Hit it really hard, though. Come around, take the lead. So that just sucks. And then Iglesias comes in. Gets the save. I just want to see the last pitch so I can see him do the point.
In the air to right, but not deep enough.
It's not Yankee Stadium anymore. There it is. There's the point. That's what I'm talking about. Iglesias. One of the pitchers I was jealous of in my career. I always thought he was really fucking good. All right, so that was huge because now it's a one game. One freaking game. They did it. They came all the way back. They're in it. Man, the Tigers are really hitting the skids here. This is going to be a tough amount of mojo to reverse, I would say. All right, we got updates coming in the chat. Stuff about the Dodgers. Yes, Yodeling Pickle. J Ram has 300 steals in his career as well, almost. I mean, he really is incredible. Guards have won 10 in a row. They're freaking beast mode right now. Target Field is very nice and a great place to watch a game, but it has a very odd outfield fence in my opinion. I agree that right field fence is very tall. Left field fence now, they kind of lowered it. I don't know. It feels very weird. Now, one thing about Target Field is it's built on the smallest footprint in terms of acreage, total acreage of the stadium in the league. So it's very vertical and just feels different than some of the other parks. Very pretty park, though. Lousy food in the visiting clubhouse, but very, very nice stadium. Braves were mathematically eliminated yesterday, but Tigers are trying to do their best impression of the 07 Mets. They are. This is kind of crazy for the Tigers. When is Scooble pitching again? Do we know if he's healthy or not? Rays waived him for salary relief player option for next year. Okay. Brutal loss for the Astros. Dodgers bases loaded Teo and Muncy. Who has the worst visiting food? Probably Boston. Especially when you're on the Yankees. I don't know what my guy's doing back there. But there's some bad places. The whole NL Central. Now, granted, your team's supposed to do it now. Like they're supposed to figure it out. Your nutritionist is supposed to figure it out even on the road. But some places just have shit options. So, all right. What was I just about to look at? I was about to look at the Astros and the Mariners. Because this is another huge game. Mariners looks like they took it, right? So they've won the first 2 games of the series. There was a grand slam in here. Did that come off of Kirby? No. He freaking dominated. Okay. Yeah, here's the grand slam. Jeremy Pena. This made it 6-4.
Jeremy skies one to left field.
Just 98 in, get it up in the air to left. Crawford boxes take care of the rest. 340-foot dinger. There. This is a big hit here. Jorge Polanco.
Up on to center field. That'll be down for a hit. And
Jake Myers trying to do too much there.
Cam Smith slides to stop it from going to the track, and he's going to.
And anyway, they kind of just run through him here. This is the final play of the game. It's actually, yeah, because the grand slam got him close, but 6-4. 2 guys on, 2 out. Oh, Victor Robles. Oh, and it's going to be a double play. Wow, this was actually sick. I'm so glad we watched this. Watch this play again by Victor Robles. First of all, Correa does a pretty good job to try to dunk this in. This is probably a hit most of the time. Oh my God. And then he doubles everybody up. Myers is already scoring. Naylor's fired up. Okay, we got to go to the high home here. Yeah, Myers didn't even see it. Jeez Louise, that was insane. What a freaking play. I kept looking at Julio thinking Julio was going to catch it. And they both dive. This is the rare where they both dive for it. But Robles is ahead. Robles is ahead of Julio. Like he's closer in when he lays out. And then at this moment, he thinks that he stops looking. He thinks it's not gonna. He thinks it drops in, Myers. So easy double play. Look at Naylor running over here. Sees it the whole way. Back to the broadcast. This one's so cool.
Little flare, right center field.
I mean, you see, Robles just comes in out of nowhere in his screen, in our screen. Like we didn't even see him until the last second on the broadcast game. Naylor's juiced. This is a huge win. So they go up, I believe, now 2 on Houston. So that's big. They can sweep them tomorrow. Expected batting average is 330. Okay. Not as high as I would have thought. I would have thought even higher. that just felt like a hit off the bat. You know, it felt like it was in that right, like, little puff of exit velocity to drop in there. But that's a crazy win. Man, Seattle doing it. Cal Raleigh hit a dinger. Let's watch that off Framber. Watch this at bat. Curveball down, strike. Sinker middle strike. So 0-2. He's just going to throw another sinker middle here or what? Wow, he goes Oppo Taco. Dude, this guy hits freaking tanks, man. 105.6 at 25, basically 400 feet into the other team's bullpen. Just a weird homer, like an opposite field dinger on this right here. Are you kidding me? It's a great freaking swing. I'm seeing now that the media is definitely pushing the narrative that it's going to be a close vote between him and Judge. So it's going to be interesting to see how it actually plays out. But I'm definitely seeing that, you know, a lot of like these articles are polling execs and it's like 7-6 or whatever. Well, you guys wanna watch the Mets? It's so depressing. I guess we'll watch McLean because that's not depressing. For the most part, I guess I didn't see the beginning of the game, so maybe the runs, the way he gives them up, are a little depressing. All right. Your New York Metropolitans and Washington Nationals. We'll just start with McLean. So he walks the leadoff hitter, James Wood, who is really, really struggles. I think it will be Judge. I think it will be Judge. I don't know what I think about deserving anymore because there's so many layers to it. I have to really study it hard. But Judge has him by like almost 200 OPS points, right? I know Riley's catching. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. All right, so that's a walk, and then he's going to strike out Abrams. So somebody said to watch this, so I'm going to watch this whole at bat. There's the first pitch sweeper to the lefty. I love it. Now curveball off that. We've seen a ton of this exact sequence from McLean and Sproat. It's a really good curveball. Yeah, I'll turn the fire off. All right. Look at this curveball. It says so much more depth than CJ's ready for based off the previous pitch, the sweeper. Chops it foul. And then here's the changeup. Wow, -6.
0-2 to Abrams. And he can't hit inside.
Wow. All right, so it has the same effect as the comeback two-seam because it pops like in a location that he's not expecting, so he doesn't swing. And then you see it just kind of plop back in the zone. Like, in a bubble, it's a bad pitch, but based off the first two breaking balls, CJ has no idea what to do with this. So once again, McLean, also just the movement on his pitches is just like, every time you watch it, every time I watch it, I'm a little more like, man, it's still there. It's not going anywhere. I mean, that's 0 vert on that sinker at 97. Gets the exact double play ball he wants. And if anything, he just doesn't hit it hard enough. How hard does he hit it? Only 90.8. That's why this isn't a double play. But I mean, 18.4 and 0.2 is, you just don't see it a lot. Really, really, really special. And then Hassel. Okay, this is strikeout, so let's watch this whole at bat. See the pick? Ooh, almost gets him on the pick. This is my guy right now. By the way, this is my guy, my former teammate right here, GP, number 88. Big Lionel Messi guy. Love this guy. Great teammate. All right, on to the next. Curveball. Good pitch. No swing. Kind of an auto take, so this is still, it's definitely a kick change. 100% kick change, Jaden. You know, every time he needs to throw a strike to a lefty, he loves his backdoor sweeper. Doesn't get it here, but, 2-0 cutter. We all know I hate these pitches, but this one works really well. Somehow, Hassel's under it. I guess the speed's really good on it, so 92. All right, cutter again. He's doubling up. Same location.
That's inside throw to first by Alvarez.
Yep.
Diving
Pretty
back
good
to
miss,
the
though.
top.
Some slower
That was
starts
back
for
to the
him in
sweeper,
first inning.
3-1.
Goes to the back foot with that sweeper. Gets the strike on Hassel to make it 3-2.
Hassel had a pretty good reaction. This is so nasty. And it just speaks to how much spin he gets on his pitches because he has no idea what pitch this is. Hassel has no idea what pitch this is out of the hand. He just sees a blur, and then the ball just zips towards his shins.
Goes to the back foot with that
I mean,
sweeper. Gets
just look at his reaction to missing this. He can't believe he swung at that. Anyway, 3-1, and now he's going to go sinker.
3-2 to Hassel. Struck him out. Threw a fastball right
And
by
you're
him.
just diced. After that sweeper before that, even though this is in the nitro zone, it's first of all, it's 97, and this one stayed up a little more, and this because it's 6 inches of vert, but this one darted hard. His stuff is just really next level. He doesn't get enough credit for that aspect of it.
Right by him. 2 strikeouts in the inning for
The stuff across the board is beyond. All right, second inning.
Washington.
Dylan Cruz is going to single here on a sweeper.
Hit sharply. One hop. Beautiful stop by Lindor, but it flips out of his glove. And
He
Cruz
had
is
it. He had it in his glove. This was almost an impossible play, obviously. But you know, Lindor can make any play. This was just weird.
hit sharply. One hop.
He had it and then he lost it in the transfer. I don't think the umpire affected him there. I don't know, maybe. Anyway, that's a hit, and then this is a hit. Riley Adams, another sweeper.
And Adams shoots one into right field.
Yeah, that's the type of hits that you need to get. Oh, that's the type of hits you need to get off of this type of pitch. Is that oppo line drive on the sweeper?
And he is in
And damn, what happened there? Did that ball just check up weird on Soto, or what happened here? I mean, you're not getting anybody out here at third.
Cruz turns second. It's bobbled by Soto.
Just didn't get a good hop,
Behind him
I think.
for a base hit.
Yeah, kind of played himself into the short hop in a way. Okay, so that scores the run, obviously. This guy's going to go all the way to third. And then here we go, another play. Of course, SNY is just camera right in his face the whole time. Oh! Unbelievable play by McLean. This gets overturned? This was Soto's first error of the year. Yeah, I'm not killing Soto. I just think he kind of played it into the wrong hop. Yeah, obviously it sucks. So wait, they overturned this to a hit. I don't know. That was a little awkward. No denying that. But then look, man. Look how he digs out of it. Strikeout. Change up. Like, this could have been really bad this inning. This could have been 4 runs easy. This is what the really great pitchers do. Is they dig out of this. Conforto solo shot. 4-3 Giants. Okay, we're going to go Dodgers-Giants probably after this. Curveball down. Chase of... Did Wood set the record yet? Because I'm honestly, I love James Wood. He's one of my favorite young players. But it is fascinating that he has this many punchies. And then a little change up to CJ. There was also a wild pitch in here that scored a run. We don't need to watch that. But okay, so 3 runs there. Kind of a weird inning. Kind of a weird inning. All right, Josh Bell. Gonna get him with a curveball. I mean, it's just such a good curveball. It's my favorite pitch he has. This is Lille. This is the guy who hits the inside the Parker later, which we'll watch. Change up, gets him out. Hassel. Oh, Steve Gelbs. Sinker. He has a good enough sinker to roll over lefties consistently, which is amazing in this day and age. It really is. Really good. Really, really freaking good sinker. Has so much drop on it. All right, 4th inning. And now he's starting to get into ground ball mode. I kind of dig it.
At 6:40 tonight against the Cubs. Ground ball on the right
That
side.
chews him up. Squirrels there. Nice play. Riley Adams. Sinker. So now he's starting to get a whole bunch of outs with the sinker. Now this is just fascinating to watch. It's trying to think of other pitchers that I would compare him to doing this, where all of a sudden he just gets on a run where one style pitch works for a little while.
back to
Really good
McLean.
curveball. He's so comfortable fielding too, and it really shows. Wonder if you. I don't think we can see him in here. Yeah, it's off the screen. But he's really comfortable fielding. All right, 5th inning. So he walks James Wood for a second time.
3-2 to Wood with Abrams on deck. And it's too high, ball 4. Wood
Maybe a
walks
little
for the
slippage
second
on the
time.
mound there. Hold on. And CJ.
Done.
So this is 3rd time through.
And Abrams golfs one down to first.
I mean, that
Steps on
changeup,
the
that
bag.
ball
Now
almost
he's got
bounced.
Wood in a rundown, but he hits him in the back with the throw.
They didn't make a good angle here, is what happened here. Lindor's telling him, my bad. Let's see if we can get a better view of this. All right, so Pete tags it. He goes to immediately throw. Obviously, the runner's right in his way, but Lindor didn't create a lane either. He could have probably slid over here or slid over here. I don't know. Is that asking too much? I'm not sure. Or Pete, I don't know. It's a tough throw because also he didn't expect the runner to stop, so he thought he was just going to fling it. And then he kind of runs and panics a little bit and throws it off the right foot, I think.
Down to first. Alonso steps on the bag. Now he's got
Yeah.
Wood in a rundown, but he hits
Okay.
him in the back with
So
the
they don't
throw.
get the out there. And then he's going to, but it doesn't matter because McLean picks you up. Here's a strikeout on a sinker.
Swing and a miss.
Gorgeous
Serious
pitch.
fastball
That's
for
the
the
up miss on the front door attempt. I love it every time. And then Lille, first pitch cutter out. Really good location. So it's a combination of just incredible movement with above average velocity, really good pitch choices, great field, great fielding. He does really kind of it all. Like I don't think this was a bad outing by any means. I think he threw great. Deserved a better fate. So anyway, Mets had the big lead in this game, right? They had a huge inning at some point off Cavalli, I believe. Oh no, they made the late comeback off Ferrer. What ended up really hurting here is in the 9th inning, this at bat with Nim. They had bases loaded for Nim here.
third with one out. And Nimmo takes up an
This is to win the game. Just got to hit a ball into the outfield. And this is, to be fair, this is a ridiculously good stuff pitcher, Ferrer. I mean, look at him. He's throwing 100-mile-an-hour sinkers, left-handed.
Winning run at third and one out.
So this is a tough AB. That's, probably the pitch he would have liked to have not swung at, but it chased him off the inside corner because it's 98, a -19. That sets him up in a bad spot, lets him get to his slider, and he was able to generate a chase. Rare chase out of Nimmo. But yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? That was filthy. Really, that 1-1 pitch set it up. Then he also punches out Marte. You can see that's filth. So that was their chance to win it. And then it obviously it went a little crazy here in this play. And there's one thing I want to check on this play after we see it. So obviously it's a 2-run inside the park home run if you don't already know. Lille hits it, takes a weird ricochet. Mullins has to chase it. This dude was flying around the bases, as you can see. And he just goes all the way. And that's kind of the difference in the game, that play. Now I'm curious to see what our friend over here did at all, if anything. Okay, yeah, he jogged over there a little bit. I mean, yeah. I just think Mullins should have played it off the wall. It's just he's trying to do too much. I know he's been scuffling. I'm thinking he's trying to do too much with this play. Yeah, and I think his depth wasn't deep enough. Like, where was he? Well, he's actually pretty deep. It's amazing how far it seemed like he had to run to get back to the wall there. I don't know, but a heartbreaking loss for the Mets. Still, though, one game up, like it's still in their hands. Just got to keep going. Also, a little questionable. Why didn't Diaz come back out for a second inning? 7-pitch inning where he looked, frankly, amazing. He destroyed C.J. Abrams on 3 pitches here. Also, I'm reading that Reed Garrett's out for the season with Tommy John, and as well as Big Drip, Tyler McGill. So this makes me very, very sad. These are my guys. I have to talk to Drip. I haven't talked to Reed in a while. But now it's just more dudes, man. It's been a It's been a bad situation with the Metros getting guys hurt lately, or guys getting hurt on the Metros. Rayleigh last year, Drew Smith, Daniel Nunez, Max Kranick, these two, Danny Young, Minter, Montas. I can go on. It's not good. It's not good at all. It makes me sad because these guys are my friends, and I don't like it. I don't like all these injuries. All right. Canning. Mets officially set the record for most pitchers used ever. I'm gonna try not to comment too much on any of that. Okay. Dodgers and Giants. Oh, so this Phillies Diamondbacks game is big right now as well. That's a huge game because they still are on the outside looking at the Mets a little bit, right? We're the D-backs. 2.5. They win this game, they get to 2 back. Okay. So, Kyle Body and Tom Tango had a real interesting exchange on Twitter. I don't go on that evil website. I need like a link to like a thread or something though. That's it. That's 2 interesting names, Kyle Body and Tom Tango. Okay. Giants and Dodgers 4-3. Did Glasnow give up a few runs early in this game? Is that what happened here? Yeah, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Tang got clipped for a homer. Buto, my guy, Buto, got clipped for a homer. Who hit them? Max Muncy and Conforto. Okay, let's go back. Let's go over there. Giants, Dodgers. What happened? Oh, so here's the Eldridge. All right, let's watch the first inning because they get a bunch of runs in the first. All right, Helio Ramos. Yeah, you can post the link. Thank you, Philip Denny.
To lead off tonight's ball game.
It was a good piece of hitting last night.
So he throws the sinker. Again, Glasnow, more of a 4-seam pitcher, been throwing a lot more sinkers with the Dodgers. Breaks the guy's bat, but gets a hit. Now Rafi. That's more typical right there. Just can't. Wow, what a camera angle we got here for a hot second. Pages is there. That's more typical, you know, up in the zone, guys getting under it, popping it up. Willie, first pitch on a sinker, so he's getting burned on the sinker early in this game. Hard. I mean, you know, he gets rewarded for that. That little ass out, one hand, but he hits it somehow in the barrel and flicks it through. And then he walks Chapman. So this is where it was. Well, if you look at the box score, it just looks like walks. A little off the plate away. It looks like he changed his setup a little bit too. Like he's going Kershaw. Is this a tribute? Or is this a rhythm thing? Probably a rhythm thing. I doubt you just do a tribute all the time. That'd be weird. All right, here's the at-bat with Eldridge. Let's watch the whole thing because this is his first Major League hit. This guy's the youngest man in the show. And he looks like a creative player.
Well, there's no defense for the
4-seam in.
Inside 2-0.
action on it.
There's a strike at the knees.
Ooh, sinker down. So that's a 2-0 sinker to a lefty from Tyler Glasnow. It's just like I never thought that we'd see this coming. I never saw this coming. I never thought that I'd see the day. All right, now he's gonna throw another sinker. Oh, there it is. That's probably just easy juice the other way. He's a large man. Yeah, 100.8 at 27. Kind of a wild ride out there and left. Who was that, Conforto? Yeah, that's Mike. You see, it's a tough play. I also think that those like neon lights like in the wall are like very distracting for fielders. Anyway, that's the big hit by Eldridge. That's the first career hit in this young man's career, and he is a big dude. Holy cow! Curious to watch him play. I'm hoping that he gets a run here to the end of the season, and I can kind of do a little watching video on like the first, you know, whatever 45 plate appearances or whatever it is, whatever it turns out to being. And then Jung-Hoo Lee gets a hit. I see the question on Burns. I know he's in the bullpen now. I actually was definitely wanted to actually watch him pitch his inning tonight to see what he looks like out of the pen. Interesting that they chose him to go to the pen now. But there's a hit on a curveball from Lee here. Then a walk, and then a strikeout, then a walk. This first inning went on and on. How many pitches? How many pitches was that? 42. So he threw a 43 pitch first inning. That's rough. Actually, good for him to even get through 4 after that. But let's watch these 2 homers. Max Muncy, the Hobgoblin. Wham. Oh, he smoked a lady in the face. He smoked a lady in the face. Did you guys see that? That was fucking crazy.
It was a curse start, but they got 4 off of him. And Muncy rips the ball to right field, carrying back toward the wall. It's gone!
Dude, she got rocked. Yeah, watch this woman. Wham! And then she's covering her face. Right here, this lady. Man, that was brutal. She got whacked. Hope she's all right. But anyway, yeah, there's a homer. Sinker, I don't know, man. Like, you got to be careful with making a change that's so drastic that now you're driving the bus, what I call driving the bus, like you're leading. Your main game is now a new pitch. You have to be careful with that. I got into trouble with that trying to make my cutter my main pitch versus lefties. It's like, no, stop it. It's a complimentary pitch. It's not good enough to be the main pitch. Ooh, slider up away. Great swing. Up a home run on a breaking ball. Unbelievable. I like Budo. I wanted the Mets to keep him. I feel like they could have used him, but I know they have Rogers because he's there. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Muncy loves that middle up fastball. I see that in the comments. That's true. Really good swing. I think Conforto's been actually a lot better in the second half. Good hitter. Always been a good hitter. I know he's had a weird year with the Dodgers. So that's where we're at. Dodgers have the lead, I believe, in this game. Glass now still going? Nah, probably not. All right, let's see here. Thanks, Chris. OZPK Chris, appreciate that. Feel like he got a little too fastball heavy. Seeing Budo perform so well and Gilbert contribute stings a little bit. Obviously, Rogers is great in his role. Yep. Gilbert, I think it's funny because there's like all of a sudden like people really are embracing him over there in San Francisco. So that's a little interesting. You know, it's just interesting because, you know, you always feel like there's like with prospects, you dream of them in your uniform and now they're on some other team. All right. Okay. We need to go to Chase Burns. That game just got tied 4-4 apparently. And wait, did the other game end? Did the Diamondback game? Diamondbacks won. Wow. Huge win for the Diamondbacks. So we'll check on that in a second. We wanted to watch the Reds and the Cubs for a sec. Yeah. Reds and the Cubs. Cubs, Reds, because we want to watch Chase Burns. 36 pitches. I think we have time. We have time. Let's watch the whole thing. I love Chase Burns stuff-wise. He's another one of these really exciting rookies. He just comes with it, man. Pretty high release. So slider. 100-mile-an-hour up and away. He's another one with this kind of like cut ride shape. It's not crazy cut, but it's there. It's a really good fastball. I also love his follow through. So here's a 101 by Dansby. That was sick. So the word in the chat was that he's only throwing the sinkers versus lefties. That's very unorthodox. I love that. I love that follow through. He looks sick. Let me answer this question in the chat while we're watching. We need to see Green pitch in the postseason. That would be crazy. Hunter Green. He's probably going to pitch like at the very end. Okay, here's the question. If you could have one pitch that would be regarded as the greatest that pitch ever, for example, would you want it to be and why? For example, best fastball, best changeup, etc. I think I would go with curveball. Just something about like the hammer, the Uncle Charlie. Just like curveball is just such a cool pitch. And then this one, did you ever mix in a gyro or a curveball when you were in the pen? Yeah, I mean, I try to throw both of them. My gyro slider at times was okay, but also led to a lot of barrels if I threw it in the bottom of the zone. Inside the strike zone, especially the lefties, so I didn't throw it that much. Curveball, yeah, but I had to climb my arm slot, and I wasn't as consistent throwing it for strikes. As long as I could throw my curveball ahead in the count, I thought it was a great pitch. And it was actually something I should have done even more versus lefties. This was a nice play and a good cover. Something I should have done even more. So yeah, that's my answer on that. I try to throw everything, man, just not knuckleballs. All right, and then he's gonna get him out on a slider. So I think the slider is really, really good. I think it looks really good off that fastball shape. I'm very high on his fastball slider combo. I think, you know, a lot of people have fastball slider combos. I'm just very high on his brand. So he gives up some runs in the 8th though. So here's a lefty. So let's see if there's a sinker pokes its head in here at all. Slider first pitch. Yep, here's a sinker. So what's different about it? It's got 14 inches of horizontal break. So essentially he throws a dead zone four-seamer instead of his cut fastball. This would be a useful pitch for freezes if he so chooses to become a freeze pitcher, which, you know, why wouldn't you be at some point? It only makes sense to try to just zip some balls on that inside corner. I guess also you can try to play the game where, like, if you throw a fastball here and you get a swing, like on a four-seam, then you can switch to the sinker and try to start it there and run it over here and see if it'll chase the pitch up and away, which used to work for me back in the day. But I think it works really well when you throw like 100 like he does. So that would be a good strategy for him to try. Anyway, interesting that he's only throwing it to lefties. So you would think, though, most teams throw it to same-sided hitters. So you would think he'd be throwing it a little bit. Here comes another sinker. They're going to try for the front door here. I don't know. They set up middle. Clearly, he doesn't have as much feel for it. But I like the fact that he just threw it as hard as he can. That's always good. Yep. Stark Raving Sports. That is mind-blowing. It's also definitely a trend, as Spectre says. Like, there have been very fast debuts. Very, very fast debuts. And I kind of get it. Like, when you have arm talent like Chase Burns, it's a ticking time bomb. Not like him specifically, but just in general, pitchers that throw this hard. So, like, why not take advantage of their arm talent now, especially when you know by their metrics that some of their pitches have a very good chance of playing. And really, you're not going to learn and become a big leaguer without being in the big leagues. I got only better in the big leagues. In the minor leagues, I just threw a bunch of shit against the wall, and not a lot of it stuck. And yeah, I learned later, like I gleaned lessons from it later, but in the moment, it was hell because it wasn't the highest level, and there wasn't the same amount of focus and, you know, understanding at that time when I was there. So I just think you got to be in the big leagues. Slider. Okay, good swing. Good swing. And then he's going to get beat here on Reese McGuire on a sinker. Interesting. So let's see where they try to go with it. Again, they keep setting up middle. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Now, I got to look at the previous pitches, but why throw something with 13.7 vert when your four seam is like 18, 19 vert? Yeah, 18.5 on the 4. This is a foul ball. Let's see if he's under it. Yeah, he's under it. This makes no sense. Why throw a pitch with less vert after that? The only reason you would do it is, like I mentioned before, the thought of throwing the sinker that starts here and runs off the plate, so it's so far outside that the guy's swinging at a horrible pitch. That's the thought process, but not this. Not just throw an up and away pitch to try to blow his doors off, because now you've sacrificed 4 or 5 inches of induced vertical break, and now Reese McGuire can barrel it. This was a bad idea. I don't know who's teaching him to do this. That was a bad idea. All right, and then he's going to get Bush out on a 4 seam, so he's probably going to pop it up. Yeah, 38 degrees. That's what his 4 seam does. He's going to chew lefties up. And then Nico gets him for a hit, but then I think Santillan comes in and saves the day. This is another sinker hit, so this is one to a righty. Kind of got what he wanted, honestly, except it was just a clusterfuck and nothing happened there. So didn't get the out. Santillan came in and was clutch as shit. This is where I tuned in. He strikes out Hap, but this pitch looks like it's going straight up, dude. Oof. Yeah, check on this camera view, how high this pitch looks like it's going up. This was amazing. This shows you vertical approach angle right here in a nutshell. Santillan, kind of a low slot. Oh, God, I did it again. Anyway, you can see, there's the track. Dirty pitch. And then he got a big out from Ballesteros, and then they actually added on against Kittredge. This was a huge home run. Tyler Stevenson. Man, he's been having some clutch homers lately. Ty Steve, I think they call him. I don't really know him, but yeah, I don't think he hit that very hard. 98-1. 98-1 Apotako. That kind of sucks for Kittredge. But that's the big leagues. Do I think the Mets make the playoffs? I don't know, man. What's the schedule the rest of the way? I know they have the Nats, and then where do the Mets go? And then I just need to know the whole picture. I have to picture it in my mind, because now it's getting kind of tight now. It really is. Hello from some language I can't read. So, they play Chicago next. Interesting. Cubs in Miami. I could see some tight games in Miami. I still think they make it. They're the best team left. They're better than the Reds. They should be better than the Reds. They should be better than the Diamondbacks. So I still think yes, but it's getting tight for sure. All right, let's go back over to the update desk. This game is what, 4-4 in the 5th? 5-4. Let's go to the live game here so we can just click this on while I look at the chat. Ow! I just rolled my damn toe. All right. Before PitchCom, was there a separate sign for sinker versus 4-seam, or are you just choosing the fastball and the catcher is guessing? That's a good question. Typically, I used fastball as sinker, as my normal one, and then we would use this one for 4-seam because I usually only threw it up. But then there were some teams early in the career where it was like 4-seam and then this was sinker, but that's just annoying. So we just did like sinker, and then sometimes I would do sinker 4-seam slider because I really wasn't throwing a curveball. So I would just use 2 as 4-seam. Anyway, hope that answers that question. Tolley or Early, who will have the better career? Wow, that's a big picture question that I'm not qualified to answer yet. I've only watched these guys pitch a few times. I will say I think Early is the better starting prospect right now. I think Tolley is a easy slam dunk relief pitcher, dominant one at that probably, and possibly a good starter if he can develop a second pitch, because the fastball's special. And I like him, and I like his mentality. I'm not going to really put a ceiling on him, but I do think at the moment, Early's more polished. Edmund off the pole for the lead. Abotako. Hey, Adam, okay, that was the Mets. Reds have the Pirates next. So that's good for the Reds, except they're probably going to get Skeens, even though he won't pitch very much. My name is Zenny. Nice to meet you, Zenny. Welcome to the stream. Banda just threw a 100-mile-an-hour pitch? He doesn't throw 100, does he? Anthony Banda, 100-mile-an-hour pitch? Might be Skeens versus Green. That's outstanding. Hunter Green, we'll see if there's any hangover effect from that performance. That was outstanding. All right, so what happened in the Philly-Arizona game? Zach Gallen and Aaron Nola, that was the matchup. What's this play? Blaze Alexander. Oh! That was dope. That was a sick play. If you were the manager, what would your playoff rotation be? There's a small debate between Luis or Cam. Yeah, I don't think I would have decided. I don't think I would have decided yet. I need to see these guys pitch a little bit more. I think. I think by process, Cam has been the better pitcher. Up until this last game, Luis Heel just hadn't gotten hit at all. So, but that just changed. That last game he got hit a little bit, and he can't get whiff right now. It's very odd. Luis Heel's not getting any whiff. If you go look at his page, which I can do right now, before we head over to the Diamondbacks game, his whiff rate is troubling. Look, 25th% whiff rate. That's not going to play with a first percent walk rate. So, I don't really care that his ERA is still good, 3.33. I don't think you can pitch him right now. I would pitch Schlittler, and I would even consider Will Warren. Will Warren has pitched process-wise much better than Luis Heel. I mean, it's not spectacular. That's why I'm definitely picking Cam Schlittler at this moment. But Will Warren's had really good performances, and a lot of this is dragged down by a few really big clunkers. Like, really big clunkers. Let me look him up real quick. Please tell me I clicked the right guy. No. Will Warren. Then we need game log. Like, he had some crazy games of earned runs. Like, okay, this one, 7 earned runs against the Dodgers on May 31st. Then he had an 8 earned run game at Toronto on July 2nd. And then he had a 6 earned run game at Boston. And then he's had a 5. He's had a couple 5s. So it's just a couple big games, but he's also had a couple really, really strong starts. Will Warren. At times this year. And he strike out a lot of batters. I don't know. He's going to be on the playoff roster, I'm fairly sure. But I think it's going to be Cam Schlittler when it's all said and done. And probably pitching game 3. Yeah, I mean, he's above average in most categories. So he's doing a really good job. Also, the fastball really plays. I think he has better strike throwing ability. Even though the walk rate's still there. I still think he has better strike throwing ability when you watch him pitch. I think he's going to be Cam. I do. It's going to be interesting to see, though. Let's say the Yankees win game 1. Assuming they make the playoffs. They win game 1 of their series. Do you pitch Cam the second game and hope that whoever you held back, Rodon or Fried, that they can lead off the first series, the next series if you sweep, or you hold them back for game 3? Interesting strategy. Obviously, you got to win game 1 for that to become a reality. All right, let's go back to the iPad. Diamondbacks and Phillies. Because the D-backs are trying to hang in this thing. Gallen. So it was Strom okay, no, it was John Curtis who closed this thing out. That's awesome. Thompson, Garcia, Gallen. Gallen went 7 innings. Here's the Alec Boehm home run. Yeah, a little curveball, bottom of the zone.
McCarthy all the way to the wall.
Ball flies to those gaps. Good swing. Good swing.
And the Phillies take the lead.
Thank you, Actions Entertainment. I appreciate your questions. Appreciate you hanging out with me. All right, here's Curtis. Let's just see how he gets the final out here. It's Bader. Happy for JC right here. This is awesome. Getting a big. That's a big save.
Perdomo at shortstop. Ball game. Well, there's only 7
That guy can play some guitar, by the way. John Curtis, he can play some guitar. All right, so that is it for that. That was big. Dodgers up 5-4. What else was important that happened today? Oh, Harrison. We should watch a little Harrison. I haven't watched him yet, so let's do that. Red Sox and Rays. I know we have some Red Sox fans that are probably on here. All right. Now, Kyle Harrison, another one of those big extension, I believe, low slot, high four-seam pitchers. So they started to collect these guys over in Boston a little bit. The vertical break's not there, but I think it's a little bit of a upshoot. Yeah, this is the lefty from the Devers trade from the Giants. When he first came up, he was a big deal with the San Francisco Giants getting called up. He was a guy that they were excited about. So I've always heard about him. Then he walks Yandy. Strikes out Junior. Let's watch the whole at-bat versus Junior. See how he goes about going at one of the best players in the league. Four-seam down strike. Ooh, good slurve right off of that. Yeah, about the same height, so good tunnel there. Height-wise, at least. Wow, good break too. 10 inches and negative 7.4. That's a tight slurve. That's what that is. That's a slurve. Nice pitch. All right, 0-2. Gonna go back to it. Another good one. 94-3. Probably up. Goes for that up and away swing through. I like it. Combio off of it. Ooh, really nice. 1345 RPM, so it could be a split, could be a kick, could be a changeup, who knows? Oh, that's a kick. You can see the knuckle. Everybody throws it, man. They all throw the kick. So he's throwing a little kick change. This pitch kind of acts like a split. See ya. Joe C is asking if did I feel like there was a lot of younger arms called up this year? I don't think that's you imagining it. I think guys from the draft are getting up faster than ever. They really are. Faster than ever. David Tay, I believe DeGrom deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. That's my opinion. But I'm into like guys who were the best. Like Johan Santana would have a good shot with me because he was the best for about a 4-year period, and I value that just as high as a guy who was like pretty damn good for 10 years. I don't know. Brandon Lau gonna line out. When does Savage pitch again? They need him. All right, so he jams the piss out of him. 57 off the bat, so that's a good first inning. Mangum's gonna get a hit. College arms are more ready out of the draft. I just think now it's the measurables. Like back in the day, they would just say, "Oh, like you just don't know how to pitch yet, and we don't know how your stuff's gonna play, and you have to prove it at every level." And now they plug you into the computer, and the projections like this guy could pitch the 6th inning for us with his stuff, and so they just can't. They can't let that slide. Here's a 3-pitch punchy. Let's watch it. See, that ball definitely played up. That 91 to Morel. Granted, I know Morel probably swings a little too big. It's just like there are more metrics, and I just think when you have information, you're more likely to act on the information you have. And I think like you're an analyst and you're staring at spreadsheet at like everybody's stuff on paper, and like you see a guy whose stuff jumps out. It doesn't really matter how little experience he has. You're very tempted to utilize that stuff as soon as possible. You know, you're almost worried it's going to go away. Little slurve. I mean, he's definitely tough on lefties, Harrison. The way he throws. Ohtani goes yard. Okay. That'll be next. A little weird dribbler there. There's a punchy of Carson Williams on the slurve. So the slurve is a pretty good pitch for sure. I'm really a big fan of his slurve so far in this game. The fastball, you know, I don't know. I need to look at some StatCast metrics on him. Good for him though. Pitches all the way through 6 innings. See some more strikeouts here. Here's Carson Williams again. This one's a fastball. 94-4. Fastball definitely plays up big time. There's no question about that. 92-7. There's that up and away. Garrett Crochet. Lots of guys swing through pitch. Sale. Then they went Justin Wilson. They went Jay Willie. They went Slayton. They went Witt. Bet Witt threw a sick changeup at some point. Oh, he's going to get him with a slider. 30. He's so good. And then Chap. Strikeout, ground out, walk, ground out. Ooh, this game got a little close. Not really. Doors. Here's the final out. Simpson. Little slapper. Big win for the Sox. They needed that too. All right. I don't know. Don't really have too much of an opinion on Harrison off the video there. I thought, curious to see like what his stuff looks like, you know, in data form. So he's not throwing as hard as he had been previously. So you see that here, down 2.1 miles an hour on the 4-seam, down 2.7 on the slurve, down 1 on the cutter, down 4.3 on the changeup. That's because it's a new changeup for sure. It's a kick change. He definitely didn't throw that before. Okay, so the velocity is down from where it was before. 4-seam, slurve, cutter, changeup. Okay. Vertical break. Induced vertical break. So, yep, that's about the same on the fastball slurve. About the same. Cutter. About the same. Changeup, way different. Because now it's a kick. So it's only moving 7 instead of 15. It's not really running. It's more of a plummeter. I like that. I like the shape of the changeup now better than before. He also got outstanding levels of chase. O-swing. 43% O-swing in this game. Very, very good. 23% whiff rate. Okay. Nothing special there. Exit velocity turned out to be very good. They did not square him up at all. These are all good signs. I don't know what his extension was or anything like that. Let's see if when you go to his page what it typically is. Typically very good. 6'7". It looked like I kept seeing 6'5s, 6'6s, so that tracks. 27-degree arm angle, very low, right around where I was. So interesting, just because you know I can compute a lot of that in my head, what the values mean at those degrees. Does look like there's a horizontal approach going on as well. Oh wow, Bald Bandit, thank you. Sox fan and pitcher here. Really enjoy the content / analysis. I'm super stoked about the Sox pitching future between Tolley, Early, and Harrison. Yeah, I mean they got these 3 lefties. It's fascinating to see how they develop these guys. They're all different. They all have some qualities that I can tell the analysts like, which is like a lefty, like left to right inward shoot on a righty angle with a little bit of uphill if you can swing it, like Tolley has and Harrison tries to do. They all give them all kick changes to play off that. So it's fascinating to watch. The Red Sox and you know Kyle Body, who was earlier in the chat, some talk about him and Tom Tango going at it on Twitter. You know he's over there now, so all of that stuff's part of it too. Driveline stuff, Andrew Bailey, lots of stuff. They got a lot of things going on. A lot of smart people. All right. What else? Dodgers. So Ohtani just homered, huh? Let's do it. Giants and Dodgers. Bald Bandit. I love your name, by the way. That's very cool. All right, Mr. Shohei Ohtani off Pagera. Wow. This guy's been pitching great. He's a good story. It took him a while to get to the big leagues. We can't watch it. So we'll watch it on this angle. He usually just throws all fastballs. So let's see. And hard slider. Fastball slider. 1-1 slider. Good pitch. Actually, a very dangerous pitch in the zone, but good tilt on that. So 1-2, slider again, triples up on the slider. Does he go to the heater here? Yeah, he does. Big mistakey. He's so freaking good. 107.4 to the Oppo. Jeez Louise, bro. That's a swing through too. That's that up and away swing through that I talk about, that everybody gets all the time. So how many is that? 53? This move right here is such a good initial move. So he had actually struck out. He hadn't done anything yet. So wait, there was an Edman home run off the foul pole. This one we can actually see. 100 in. Then a sinker. Oh, no way. Wow. Oppo off the foul pole. 98.9. You're living right, sir. What a weird home run.
On to the DS to face the Phillies. All three at home.
Another guy throwing a sinker to a lefty with a flat swing, who I don't think can get to your four seam. He's way under the four here. I don't know if this pitch is actually a sinker or not. It says it is according to the break, though. It's definitely very different. Yeah, Dodgers are getting hot. I'd be a little worried about facing the Dodgers now. Whoever it's going to be. It could be the Mets, actually. But yeah, I mean, Glasnow didn't obviously pitch great in this game. But Yamamoto and Snell are both cooking right now. So that's really good. And then the offense is coming along too. Now, did I see that Banda was throwing 100 miles an hour in this game? Yeah, no, he wasn't. He throws 96. Oh, there's a guy who throws 100. Gratterall that they just showed in the dugout. Mookie had a nice double too, off Pagero. Mookie is such a big factor. Such a big factor. Yeah, this is the weirdest and worst performing Dodger bullpen I've seen in a really long time. To answer your question, Philip. I'm used to the Dodgers being a top 3 bullpen. They have names. They're just like, the effect is gone or something. Trinan doesn't seem indestructible. There's no Gratterall. There's no Kopech. Kirby is like old now. Vesia, his trick's still working. Sasaki, I don't know. Do you trust Sasaki in a huge spot out of the bullpen? Game on the line right now, the way he looked early on. I mean, stuff-wise, if Sasaki's right, he's right. I've watched him pitch where he's 102 with a crazy split, but I'd be worried. I'd be worried about him emotionally. He seemed very timid to me when he got to the big leagues this year, which is okay. You can work through that, but that's what he seemed like to me. So I'd be hesitant, really hesitant, to go to him too quick. And is Kasperius hurt? That was another one that's really, really important. I don't know. Kopech is gone, which sucks. His Savage pitches tomorrow. From a pitcher's perspective, who are some guys that you think have an aesthetically pleasing delivery? I don't know. Sir Anthony Dominguez is one. I think Shohei's is pretty aesthetically pleasing. So is Yamamoto's. DeGrom. Those are all just very smooth. I don't know. There's some deliveries that are just cool. Like Chris Sale's is just cool. Like really cool. I just love it. Okay, what pitcher would you say excelled and most exceeded expectations with mediocre pitch data metrics for a prolonged period of years? So this is a hard trick to pull off, obviously. Great question, Kevin Chu. I don't know. I would say probably there were stretches where Greinke did this. Greinke was probably one of the better ones. Jose Quintana. I had a Mets analyst tell me before the season last year, he goes, according to our metrics, Q, talking about Jose, he shouldn't be in the big leagues, according to our metrics. But he's also gonna start opening day for us in a week. So it just goes to show you, like that's an example of a guy with bad pitch metrics that gets it done. I'd be curious to go to Fangraphs right now and just see on the leaderboard for Stuff Plus who it has at the low end. Zach Littell, Jose Barrios, David Peterson. So he's been pretty good back-to-back years. And if he's got a 90 Stuff Plus, that's impressive. Merrill Kelly. A lot of these, there's two ways to do it. It's by incredible command and by Stuff Plus kind of undervaluing the effect that your pitch package has on hitters. But also, you can do it with a ground ball approach too, like where it's not strikeouts, but your batted balls are like exactly designed for double plays and you hold runners beautifully. You know, this is a trick that Peterson pulls off pretty well most of the time. Brady Singer tries to do this. It's interesting that these are the guys. Sonny Gray and Chris Bassett are two guys that do a reasonably good job. They're considered below average stuff-wise. Andrew Abbott, this is just cherry picking off this year. I get that. But, no, it's interesting. You have to have great pitchability. Nick Martinez has great pitchability. Certainly. You have to have great pitchability. It's that simple. So, another good example is Trevor Williams, T. Willie. He didn't really pitch this year. He got hurt, but I'm curious on relief pitchers. Are there any yeah, here we go. Mark Leiter Jr. It has Tommy Kahnle as 90 Stuff Plus, but it's a weird gimmick changeup game now. So that's a little weird. Even Hunter Gaddis, that surprises me. 94 Stuff Plus on Hunter Gaddis. Luke Weaver, 96. Raciel Iglesias, 96. I find that hard to believe. He feels dominant. I know he's struggling this year, so maybe they're saying that's part of it, but I don't know. That's a tough question. That's a really tough question. I wonder what it was saying my stuff metrics were right now off the 4 innings I threw. Let's see. Oh, it says that they were one of the best of my career. Actually, the best of the last few years. 114. That's called small sample size. It loved my four seams. That's how you know it's full of shit. 136 value on the four seam. What does PitchBot say? PitchBot says it was dog shit. The exact opposite. 31 overall. Well, 56 on stuff though. Okay, it was feeling my stuff. All right, what's up with the Dodger game? Still going. 7-4. That inning ended, so maybe we can now revisit it. Yates is in the game. Oh, Rafi just clipped him. Wow. Now we can see these pitches to Shohei. Let's watch this whole at bat from broadcast now.
Flying high above Dodger Stadium as we welcome you back for the bottom of the 6th. Your offense picked up.
So there's the 4.
Who then settled in and finished 5 full innings. He's in line for a victory.
I just don't care that much about stuff metrics. I care a little bit, Kevin. I think it's interesting to try to quantify this stuff. It's just ultimately I just felt like
over the last 7
knowing what to do out there is more valuable than your stuff metrics. Of course, your stuff metrics make you have more margin for error, typically. But I also think that we don't have it all figured out. I don't think they really know how to grade changeups. Dude, what a swing. Like I said, it was going to be up and away.
On a 2-2.
And it was. He doesn't get hit on that pitch too often, I promise you. 100 miles an hour up and away. Guy's ridiculous.
On a 2-2. Ohtani with a towering tank to left field.
What is one of the ways stats improve my pitching? I guess it was just like figuring out what to chase, like what were the right things to focus on. See this Mookie at bat. Like, I just remember at one point just like saying, okay, like at a very basic level, like what I would call the fundamentals. I would love to watch prospects. I just need to get more. I just need to get prospect video. Spectre. I would love to watch more of that. I started noticing like, okay, just on a very basic level, if you want to be like a league leader, you know, in like ERA plus, I mean like expected ERA or FIP or really anything like that, there's a couple truths, right? Number one, you have to strike out at least a batter per inning. So I would literally, like when I was younger, I would like go to the leaderboard like this, and I would just start looking at like the best guys, and I would just look at their like Ks per nine. I mean, these are like not even percentages yet. I was just looking at Ks per nine, and I was like, okay, like if you're not at least hovering, this is starters, so I would do it for relievers, but like, and so I would always joke with other relievers that one strikeout every game is the quota. Like you have to hit the quota. You have to get one strikeout every game. But then you start, so you start there, and then you start figuring out how you want your batted balls to look. Do you want ground balls? Do you want this and that? And like, so I started pairing my stuff with what I was capable of getting contact wise. So that's the first way that the statistics were breadcrumbs that led me to a better style of pitching. Before that, I wasn't thinking about my contact at all. I was only thinking about strikeouts. So I was keeping it super simple where it was like, just throw 2 of the first 3 pitches for strikes, be as unpredictable as possible with them, and then figure out where the guys chase and go for that. So I did that for a while. But then I started learning how to freeze guys. You know, once you learn how to do that, like once you figure out what your pitches, like how they tie together, and you're not just trying to say, oh, he's looking for a fastball, oh, he's looking for a slider, and just like try to throw them as nasty as you can and don't care where they go. Once you're like, oh, that foul ball means this, then you're really cooking with gas, and then it all sort of ties together. But also the big thing was learning new pitches. Like analytics eventually turned into, you know, Edgertronic cameras and TrackMan, and I was able to, you know, make my sweeper more consistent, make my sinker better, make my four seam better, make my cutter a thing at all, figure out a changeup, like everything like that. And I was just a little bit ahead of other guys. I had a couple, I had like a 1.5 year edge on everybody else. Not everybody, but most of the guys else. Is the backdoor sweeper substantially harder to throw than the one on the edge or for a chase? Yes and no. And I'll give you a little hint on this one, Philip, a little tip if you're trying to throw it. Whenever I would throw my sweeper, warming up in the bullpen, I would always try to hang the first one. I would try to throw the really bad backdoor one that missed middle, because it was always easier for me to start at that point and then just say, like, hold on to the ball a little bit longer and keep my eyes a little bit further away to rip it, you know, in the gutter, like strike ball. But so I would always just practice the back door and like the front door, like all the time, like just that one that goes like ball strike. I would just practice that all the time. And for me, it became very second nature. The other one was like, I could get it over there. It was just tricky to like make sure. It was a fine line between throwing like a completely wild pitch and throwing the perfect one is like very small. And I've had several catchers like Chris Iannetta tell me that a lot of times when the ball would come out at the wrong angle, when my sweeper would come out at the wrong angle, he'd just start diving because he knew he had to go dive to catch it. So that's kind of how that worked. But I do feel pretty good with the backdoor slider. I always feel comfortable with it, actually. You feel like you have a lot of room. Like you could start it off the plate and just like let it come all the way back to the plate. And if you know you have a lot of break, it's probably going to make it. You just can't Can't leave your hand behind. So a big key with that is just staying closed and not coming open too early, letting your hand travel to the point where you need to get it to. If you try to throw that pitch too early, what happens? Your hand gets back here. So you just try to let your hand travel to your release point before rotating. That's kind of my cue there. All right, we got another thing here. Yeah, we looked at the last few innings, Houston against the Mariners. Seattle's in a great spot right now. Great spot right now. Kirby pitched well. I didn't watch enough of that. Had a non-baseball watching friend say high fastball home run every time when playing the show. He had a home run with Shohei. So funny seeing that now. Yeah, you know, it's funny. Back in the day, they used to talk about high fastballs being home runs. Don't throw them. But obviously we know better now. All right. Dylan Cease is inconsistent and has been most of the season. What advice would you give Cease if you could? I don't know. Cease is just, I think we looked at him a little bit earlier in the year. I'll take a quick peek. He's just such a slider dominant pitcher. I feel like he's really struggled to get his mix to a new place. He's a little stale. Now his expected numbers are always going to look good because he strikes so many dudes out. The slider is that pitch. I mean, even this year where he's struggling, the slider still has a +4 run value. Look at last year, +25. And some of the other years, it's literally been the most valuable pitch in the league. I think in 2022, this one right here, slider, 35 run value in 2022. That was the most valuable pitch in baseball. He also threw it 42% of the time. And then last year, 43. This year he's at 41. And he's tried to fill out his arsenal more over the years. But the reality is he's a 2-pitch pitcher. He can't figure it out. He's trying. Curveball, sinker, that's new. He didn't throw any of those until this year. Sweeper, he tried that. He invented that last year. Didn't really catch. He's only throwing it, even though it's been very effective. Maybe you should throw more of those. Change up, 1.2. Okay, this is something I would immediately jump out based on this. Without having watched him pitch in a while, I would immediately say that he should do my old 2013, 2014 approach, which is I'm still going to throw you a friggin' shitload of sliders. They're just going to break differently. I'm going to have the small one. I'm going to have the big one. I'm going to have the in-between one. I'm going to have the one that looks like a curveball. They're all going to be different. I'm going to figure out how to throw multiple sliders. And he already has the bullet slider and the sweeper. He has them both. So if I were him, I would toggle between those quite a bit and then go to the fastball. And now you have 3 pitches. So I would really push up the usage of the sweeper, and I would take it away from maybe a little bit of the 4-seam and a little bit of the slider. If we can get to 30-30-30 or something, some area in that range, I think that would be my first advice, just based off the data on those pitches and their effectiveness. Now, has his fastball vertical break changed at all? 18.5, 3.6. Last year, 18.4. No, it's about the same. Okay, arm slot about the same. Touch lower, probably inconsequential. First pitch strikes about the same. Whiff rate about the same. Edge rate about the same. Chase rate about the same. So, I mean, there's not a lot different going on from any other years. I just think he's a little too predictable, probably, and being a 2-pitch pitcher is really hard. Especially as a starter, you just don't see a lot of guys be able to do it for very, very long. You just don't. All right, Kevin Chu. Makes sense that pitchability is likely more important than stuff metrics. Do you feel like the stuff metrics accurately measure how you subjectively feel your stuff is, or are they weighing outcome? So everybody bakes the cake differently with the stuff metrics, and I'm not sure how Fangraphs does it, or Eno does it, who runs, I believe, these ones on Fangraphs. But I know with the Mets and with some other teams, they definitely very heavily weighted whiff, which makes sense, right? But there are some pitches, and this applied to me, for example, my cutter had high whiff rate in my career, but horrible contact results. Yet, by stuff metric, they kept wanting me to throw my cutter. So even if you look at last season for me, by whiff rate, my cutter had 38.3% whiff, which is like actually the highest of all my pitches, not counting the curveball, which I only threw 8 of them. Remember, I wanted to throw more of those. I didn't throw enough. But here's the whiff rate. It sucks because I can't let you see it any better. 38.3% whiff rate. So it was generating whiff, right? So the also like the shape of it, I think, was pretty good in their algorithm, but also the fact that the results part of it that gets entered in as well showed a lot of whiff. That was encouraging for them, and they wanted me to throw that a lot. But here's the issue. Look at the xWOBA on this pitch for me. 536. I literally gave up almost a 1200 slugging percentage on this pitch. Expected slug of 760. I only threw 55 of these. I only threw 110 of these on the season, and I still allowed 2 homers, a triple. I mean, it just got waffled. 15 plate appearances, and it just got murdered. So I feel like they should have. I just feel like you can't be too swayed by whiff rate for early in the count most of the time in most modes of pitching, because here's my theory on it. How do you get strikeouts? You don't usually get them with 3 whiffs. Usually you get like a called strike, maybe 1 whiff, and like a foul ball. Some combination of that usually gets the whiff. So the way that I look at pitching, the way that I think makes the most sense is, yes, you need to get to 2 strikes to strike a guy out. How do you get to 2 strikes? It's by throwing the ball over the plate. If you have to throw the ball over the plate, you should throw pitches that yield weak contact and favorable batted ball outcomes to you given your stuff. For me, that was ground balls for the most part, or there was some element of pop-up, like with my sweeper to righties, up in the zone, we get some pop-up. Great, we love pop-ups. So that was my idea, was throw the pitches in the zone that are going to get you the weak contact if they happen to put it into play. Once you're at 0-2, 1-2, you go ahead and you find the 3rd strike based on how you got there, and how you're reading the at-bat and how things have progressed and how you know your pitches tie together. Like if I threw a sinker in the at-bat to a righty and he was under it on a foul ball, pretty good chance I'm following that up with a 4-seam, which has more induced vertical break. And if I'm thinking if you're under my sinker, you're going to be really under my 4-seam, especially if I go up with it. So things like that, or you just spit on a slider away, here comes the backdoor 2-seam, or, XYZ. This means that means this. That's the way I would go about getting strike 3. But to get to strike 2, it's all about controlling your contact. So what good is me throwing my cutter when my contact is dog shit? There is no good for it. It's only good for chase and for swing and miss when I need it. And when does that appear? Well, for me, it was when I throw a 4-seam into a lefty and I get swing action that doesn't result in a ball in play. So whether it's a miss or a foul ball, now I can tunnel a cutter right off of that, throw a 4-seam in, looking like it's a strike, and break it in towards the belly button and have expectation of a chase. That's when I should throw my cutter. Other than that, keep it in the back pocket. But the stuff metrics were telling me to throw this pitch. So that's where you can get in a little bit of trouble. I hope that was a pretty long-winded answer, but that's just one example of how that can work in your career if you get too caught up in it. And as you can see, like we looked at Kershaw the other day. I'm not sharing my screen. We looked at Kershaw the other day, and his pitch percentages by career were like pretty steady, and mine are just like insane. I tried everything. So I hope that made sense. All right. What do you think is the issue with Hoffman's here? It's just barrels. He's given up like 22 barrels. I don't really know why. I feel like he just goes right at everybody. He has that approach of my stuff is better than you. And this year, maybe some guys have said, no, it's not. Have you seen Roki's latest rehab start? The fastball looks electric. I'm looking at it now. And wow, where are you looking at it, Spectre? I would love to look at it. Maybe there's a way I can find it on here. Roki. Roki Sasaki. 8 or 9 games left, depending on the team. Sox, Guardians, Tigers, or Stros for AL wildcard. Last NL wildcard spot. Mets, Reds, D-backs. I still think Mets. But in the American League, I'm starting to think the Guardians are going to get past the Tigers. I really am. Is there a way to get out of MLB minors? We might be able to get this. So it's just he threw out a relief in this game against Tacoma. Let's see if we can get it. We'll see how good this this research tool really is. All right, we're looking for Roki Sasaki. Am I missing it? No. Oh, here he is. All right, Roki Sasaki versus Cade Marlowe. Do we have video? Come on, dig deep. Dig deep, MLB. It's thinking. It's going deep in the cloud. We're reaching deep into the heart of MLB's databases. Holy cow, we have it. All right, we got to go back to the full at bat here. This is awesome. So this is 99.5. Gas. That was 99.5 7-foot extension. Ew, is that the split? 539 RPM? Are you kidding me? That was nasty. Oh shit, where'd the video go? Where did the video go? There it is. High split. Dude, the batter just gave Sasaki the stink eye. Like, what the hell did you just throw me? Also, this leg kick is obnoxious. I love it. That was so nasty. Oh, Jacob Nottingham? This is amazing. We got this minor league video. I freaking love this. That's 100, by the way. This next pitch is going to be 99.4. I like that he's just simple out of the, you know, just looks like he's convicted at least. Early in the year, he just looks so like, where am I? Man, he throws cheese, though. He throws freaking cheese. So that's the two punchies, and then he gets this guy. Oh, it's a cutter. Oh, did we see much of that? I thought there was like a little slider, maybe. Is that what that is? Here comes the split again. Oh my God, he got him to swing at that? This is a pretty dominant inning, I'm not going to lie to you. That ball bounced before the plate. My God. Are you kidding me? I'm starting to tire, folks. Split away. Fastball up. How fast was that? 99.3. Here comes the split. Another ball here. Man, look at that thing drop. That thing is insane. I would love to get the full metric here, which I did not sign up for, I don't think. How fast was that? 98.9. Oh yeah, we got it. We got the whole shebang. Of course, now I'm not going to go through every pitch again, but all right, so there's ball 4. This is the split. So, okay, yep. Negative vert. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I gotta finish this. Oh yeah, Bobby Miller. Has Bobby Miller been pitching in AAA? All right, so pretty dominant inning there. He does have the walk. That's fine. All right, so it's 7-5. Ooh, could we watch that Rafi Devers home run in that game? Let's watch that for sure. It was off of Kirby. Let's watch the whole at bat.
Kirby Yates against Rafael Devers.
Strike away, good pitch. They've been testing Bobby as a reliever too. Okay. So fastball, fastball. Fastball. It's going to be a split. Yep. Rafi loves off speed. I mean, it's a good pitch. It's just a better swing. Not many guys can even do that. He's unbelievable, man. 109.7 at 18. Are you kidding me with this swing? That's what Kirby's thinking. This pitch is below the zone. It's way below the zone. Damn, Ralph. Such a weird swing, but... You kidding me? Extends through that ball nasty. That's an unreal homer, man. So good. Damn, Rafi. All right, so Robleski's in there. All right, let's do probables. Tomorrow's off, so there will be no show tomorrow. No show on Sunday. But there are huge games, and then I'll be back Monday to recap all that. Monday morning on Baseball and Coffee, and we'll be back at it for the week. Big final week of baseball coming up. All right, Sunday. Mitch Spence, Mike Burrows. Yankees, Cam Schlittler, Kyle Bradish. This is a tough matchup. Bradish is filthy. And Cam looking to bounce back this next start. Like I said, I think as of right now, he's still my number 3 starter in the playoffs. Cubs, Reds, JMO, and Abbott. So Abbott looking to, I believe, sweep the Cubs here. This is huge given where the Mets are at. So JMO pitched well his last game. This should be a fun one. And like I said, very important one. And then the Mets, Jake Irvin, Sean Manaea. So they're giving Manaea another start. Are they piggybacking Holmes the other direction here? Or is this just a straight Manaea start? I don't know. But Jake Irvin, Sean Manaea, Mets need it bad. Braves, Tigers. Tigers suddenly need this one bad. And they get in Strider. Strider Mize. Okay, yep, plans to piggyback Holmes. Interesting. Yeah, Irvin's good. Irvin shoved bunch of times against the Mets last year. So, and then there's that man, Trey Savage, 210 in the shadows in Kansas City in September. Good luck, Royals. If this guy throws strikes, you're gonna swing at everything on the dirt in the dirt. So I'm excited to watch that. Michael Wacha is actually one of the guys that compared his approach to that downward fastball with the downward changeup / split. So that's interesting that they match up. That's awesome. Guardians trying to win. I don't know, what is this, 11 in a row, 12 in a row? A lot in a row. Cantillo, he's been sneaky really good. And then this guy had the best start of his career last time, Simeon Woods Richardson versus the Yankees. Padres, White Sox, Michael King. Okay, third start off the IL, looking for a good one going up against the White Sox. Padres, do they have it in them to continue to chase the Dodgers? I think they're running out of time. Liberatore against TBA for the Brewers. Okay, Marlins and Rangers. Rangers are cooked. This is a fun matchup. Yuri Perez, Merrill Kelly. These guys are pretty good. Angels, Rockies, TBA versus Freeland at Coors. Okay. Giants and Dodgers. Trevor McDonald, Emmett Sheen. Dodger Stadium. Okay. Giants need it. Diamondbacks. Ranger Suarez, Eduardo Rodriguez. Tough matchup here. Drawing Ranger. But anything can happen. Anything can happen. And then this is the final game of this series too. Mariners, Astros. Mariners going for the sweep. Logan Gilbert. Every single game they have a good pitcher. It's unbelievable. Jason Alexander for the Stros. And then the Sunday night game, Connerly early, finally not facing the A's, making his 3rd career start versus Joe Boyle in the Rays. This is a fun one. I'll definitely be watching some of this. So this is great. All right. I'm cooked. I can barely talk anymore. You guys are the best. Back-to-back nights. Almost 2 hours tonight. Yesterday, 2 hours. Felt like we covered a lot, and we're going to recharge. I am going to recharge my baseball brain, watch a little bit tomorrow, do some other stuff, and then Monday I'll be back here on the stream. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it, and have a really great Sunday. All right? Thanks a lot. See you guys.